Are Android phones more popular than iPhones? Which brands could beat Apple and Samsung? What's the most important feature in a smartphone for most people? These are questions from a survey of 2,000 people in the US. If you're curious about the answers, keep watching. Can you guess how many people don't have a phone? Take a moment. The real number is just 1%, which means only 1 person out of 100 doesn't have a phone at all. But even that seems high, unless they're doing a digital detox or something. Now let's talk about iPhones. You often hear that iPhones are super popular in the US. Is that really true? A lot of people use iPhones and the number is getting bigger. The biggest competition for Apple in the US is Samsung, but it only has 24%, which is a bit more than a third of iPhones. Now here's something surprising. 3% of people still use LG phones. That's more than Google's Pixel phones, even though LG stopped making phones in 2021. People use their Android phones for about 30 months on average, which is nearly half as much as iPhone users. You might think it would be the other way around because iPhones get software updates for a longer time. When it comes to choosing between Android and iOS, most people already made their decision. Not many are ready to switch sides for their next phone. But there's one feature that could make them think about changing. Before we tell you about that, the second most important thing for phone users is how big the phone is. But the number one, the most important thing, is probably what you're thinking. It's the battery life. Even people who really love iPhones might think about trying an Android if they make a phone with an amazing battery. And you know what's interesting? Android users don't always talk about new features. Apple users, on the other hand, seem happy with what they already have, and we wanted to know how much people spend on their phone plans. Can you guess how much the average American pays each month for their mobile plan? It's quite a bit. $65. But here's something interesting. Different types of people like different phone carriers. Younger folks prefer T-Mobile, and city dwellers really like AT&T. Surprising, isn't it? Looked at the ages of people using different phone carriers. People in their late 20s and 30s like Verizon, especially those living in rural areas. These are just some things we noticed though, and it doesn't tell us everything. Finally, we wanted to know how much people spend on a smartphone on average. It turns out for everyone it's around $560. But if you look at just iPhone buyers, they spend more, about $750 on average. Are you Team Apple or Team Android? Jump into the comments and let us know. Share your experiences, the features you wish your phone had, and what you love about your chosen tech tribe. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more awesome videos and tips.